What? Oh, oh, guys, that was a hell of a warp trip, guys. Where are you, guys?
Oh, oh, hey, Azza.
Oh,
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 Chris.
oh,
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 there
oh,
you are.
oh,
Ah,
oh, I
oh,
found you. Oh,
we were in there a lot longer than we were supposed to.
What are you
Um,
on about?
we were,
you're late, Azza.
Oh, I
yeah,
only
We're
just
late,
went. I only just went in. It's Thursday.
yeah, but
Azza.
what Thursday?
Check
Thursday
the
the
check the date.
20. Oh,
Yeah, you missed
Uh,
the whole episode with us. We did one Friday because we were a day late, and then we had to go and find you.
oh.
you,
Oh,
you spent a
it
Well,
was
lot of
awful.
time in the
well,
warp.
it's okay because while I was in there, I found a load of great stuff.
No,
Um,
really?
there was this really helpful guy dressed in green power armor.
Oh,
He kept roaring
Ooh,
at me and said, "I'll help your dark angels ascend to victory." So that was useful. Um,
ooh.
nice old man. Looked a bit like Tyrion Lannister. And I found these new chunky boys wearing some very hefty armor. I don't know what they were. They kept saying, "Come with me if you want to live."
oh,
Oh,
oh.
nice.
Yeah, I
And,
didn't think I was gone that long.
and did you go with them?
I did, I did, and then they turned into really small little plastic men.
Oh, did you say I'll be back?
Very much so, yes.
Yeah,
um, well, that was fun. What a nice
that
trip
was.
through the
A
warp.
little bit of bants there.
Uh,
Very good.
and the main thing is, we're all back together now, safe and sound.
Yes,
Yes, and nobody was
absolutely.
hurt.
I was hurt a little bit. I stubbed my toe, but that is
Aww.
perils of the warp for you.
Perils of the war. So lots of interesting things have happened. Certainly yesterday, which I'm sure majority of people, if anybody's listening, or is highly aware of. So we won't get caught up on all of that. But Terminator models, I'm excited for.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
so changes into announcement of 10th edition coming
Yep,
out,
yep, much
and
simpler.
yeah, I'll be intrigued. I'm one of these that I've got to learn by doing. So when they're telling me all these updates, it's not making sinking in as well as when we actually have a go.
Yeah.
Key thing to
Yeah.
remember is it's taken 3 years for us to start to get the hang of these rules, and now they've got to change them all.
Do you reckon? I mean, I don't know any of the editions previous to 8, but do you think that the editions were easy? Then 3 years later, they make them advanced, and then the
Um,
following 3 years
but
later, they make them easy again, and then they sort of go easy, hard to mix it
I
up to
think
bring new players in.
our very good friend Winters has said. I think he was talking about this in one of his live streams, saying about
Okay.
that certain ones are sort of similar, and then they get a massive revamp, and then they're similar for a couple of, and then a massive revamp.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, did you notice in eighth edition? Well, I don't know if you did, but the reason that got so popular is because they completely revamped it and made it simpler,
Yeah.
Right.
and that's why it got popular. And then they change the rules and tweak them as they go along, and they get more and more complicated. And then at the start of ninth, they were like, "We hear your feedback about eighth. We're going to make it simpler, faster to play." And then turns out they add a load more rules as they go along, and it gets more complicated. And it's so maybe it's just the constant evolution thing. Maybe tenth is going to be simple at the start, and then by the end, it's going to be worse than ninth. I don't know.
That's a
Possibly.
fair point.
Possibly. Well,
We
I
weren't
was
in eighth long enough, really, were we?
no.
No, not at all.
I was talking to the other half, and I was saying I wonder if they put out a simple version to get new players in and hooked and enjoy it, and then by the time they've learned how to play the rules 3 years down the line, they're ready for a bit more advanced. So then they release the next lot, which is basic rules before, but a lot more stuff in there. And then
Could
after that
well
3 years,
be.
they strip it down again to bring more people in.
Could be.
Could well be. I think they are just thinking, right, if we're going to be on Amazon Prime with Henry Cavill attracting non Warhammer fans, we want this game to be simpler so people
Yeah,
pick it up.
definitely,
That could be
definitely.
true.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
Have you seen the data sheet?
yes, yeah.
yeah.
I quite like that. That all
Apparently.
the weapons have their own strength printed next to it rather than having to remember this one does -1 to hit
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, and they've got rid of user because that used to I know it's stupid, but it's just a matter of looking slightly up, but slow things down. Like the
Yeah.
old
Yeah,
user is, oh, it's 4.
and
Yeah.
trying to remember if you've got something that sort of adds 1 to your strength and toughness characteristic,
Yeah.
Mm.
and it's user remembering to add that to that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, big tick from me. There's that new statistic OC.
Oh yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
objective count is what it's rumored to be, isn't it?
Yeah, and presumably that's some kind of comparison number. So if you've got 10 orcs with an OC of 3 versus 5 Terminators with an OC of 6 or something, then the Terminators would win.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think the Termagants were 2, weren't they?
They
That
were.
so rather than having objective secured, you've got it's gonna be more. This is each model counts as this or
Yeah.
whatever, and
I think so. I think it will be per model. Yeah. So
yeah,
then it's sort of a total for the whole remaining squad. That's
oh,
what I interpret it as. So hordes will not outgun a knight, so to speak. So like if someone's got well, they don't have objective secured anymore, but like a knight would
no,
have more holding power than a space
yeah,
marine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I think that makes sense because it seems odd that you can have objective secured with previously with like troops and stuff,
Troops, yeah,
and then
absolutely.
you've got something that's really strong, being like, oh yeah, no, I'm holding this, but these little piddly things,
Yes,
sort
absolutely.
of one troop on it, and
Yeah.
it's game over.
Yeah, it does tend to sway the battle a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you seen that they're revamping the abilities and everything? So like the Termagants or Hormagaunts, whatever, because they've got like that the ability to, was it move again if they've not moved, or
Oh no, that was if your enemy moves and they're not within engagement range, then you get to do another move.
yeah, pretty mean.
Mm.
That's horrible, and I love it.
Oh,
Did you
absolutely.
notice in the trailer they moved just like the raptors in Jurassic World?
I didn't notice. Oh yeah, yeah. It reminded me of like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World is in the Raptors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I quite like that.
I'm not really a huge fan of the new the way that they look, to be fair. I don't know what it is. I think the heads look too small by comparison to the other ones. They look great.
Yeah, I think that's how they're going throughout. Like if you look at the new Terminators,
Mm,
their heads are comparatively smaller to their bodies.
yeah. Yeah, the sculpts look good. But then again, I didn't particularly think that the old ones looked that bad. I think they just needed a refresh range, you know what I mean? Because they're old models, aren't they?
And they needed to be easier to assemble without mold
Oh
lines.
yeah,
Yes. Oh God, they're horrible, them old lines on there.
Well, no more.
No more.
Gilliman's sorting it out.
Absolutely.
I thought Gilliman looked pretty cool in the trailer.
Yeah, I thought
yeah.
he looked exactly how I painted him.
He sounds good, not too similar to how you do his voice as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It wasn't that bad actually. I was like, oh,
Oh,
Can you
Gilliman, you're here.
please like get the script for that trailer and just redo it with your Gilliman voice?
oh, that would be an awesome shot.
I think I might.
Victory, victory.
That's pretty much what he says, isn't it?
Pretty
We
much.
promise victory. We tell everyone we're victors
Yeah.
because there's victory.
And we're lying through our teeth.
But it's okay if one believes it. We're victorious.
I just can't get over how much the lion looks like. Which Lannister is it again?
Tywin, yeah.
Tywin Lannister.
Yeah.
It's
Clear
cool.
inspiration.
Yeah. Have you seen the variation of the heads for him?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
They're all great.
They are.
I was gonna say I was almost a little bit disappointed that he looked so old. Because like the 30K lion, he's a very handsome man. Like even in plastic. And I was like, oh, who's this old duffer? But I think it works. I think he's got an air of gravitas about him, and it won't matter the slightest to me because I'm going to have his winged helmet regardless.
Maybe that's more of a hint to say that he's not actually been asleep all these years.
Yeah.
Maybe. My favorite one, and I'm pretty sure yours is the winged one. Mine is the hooded one. I really like the
hooded helmet or the hooded head.
Hooded helmet. I really like the hooded helmet. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then these little are the watchers at the bottom.
Yeah,
They're
watches in
cool.
the
They're
dark.
funny. Oh dear. Oh, yeah, I'm so super excited for the new comment. Oh, hey up. Sorry, I've just accidentally played the trailer. Then I'm looking at the Warhammer community website.
You know what I reckon might happen then going forward?
What?
Because there's that little contest called the Lion and the Wolf between the Space Wolves and the Dark Angels.
Hmm.
Because Lehman Russ and Lionel Johnson had a little Barney once upon a time, and they sort of the legions, they still honor it. So every time they meet up before they fight together, they take a champion from the Space Wolves and the Dark Angels, and they fight each other as a sort of memento or a reminder of that occasion. And the Lion and the Wolf is also a Game of Thrones thing, isn't it?
Oh yes, yeah.
So I wonder if Lehman Russ is going to look like Sean Bean.
That would be funny. That would be
It'd
very
look-
funny.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Somebody has already sculpted the new range Redemptor Dreadnought based off of the thing. They've done a 3D sculpt of it.
Well, to be fair, all they had to do was get the old Dreadnought gun arms and glue them onto the new Dreadnought body.
Yeah, that is true.
But I like that it looks like the old-fashioned one.
Yes, yeah, because it's supposed to be still the first company, isn't it? He's got a number 1 on him, and he's got
He
white.
does have a number 1, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was that first company guy with what did he have? What weapon? It was like a heavy bolter or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, heavy bolter, and then there's one that's got a bolter and a flame, a combi, isn't it? On one of
Yeah.
them.
The
So,
combi guy, was that the Phobos?
so the Phobos, yes, yeah. The I was just before we started streaming. Our friend Winters is talking to oh, I can't remember his name now. His fellow Sultan plays. That's it. Sorry, can't remember his name for a second. Then, and they were discussing their weapons and the new models, and they think there might be the Stern Guards, like Primaris Stern Guards or Primaris Veterans, and they were saying, I wonder if there's a mix and match squad, like a mix and match, so you can build them however you want. It's kind of cool. The Stern Guard are cool. I like them. That's what I was going to kit bash. They've got cool weapons. Anyway, speaking of Winters,
Yeah.
I heard on the grapevine that something, hopefully, fingers crossed, all goes plan, is going to happen on Saturday.
I heard that, but that was on his stream. I don't think we've announced it on ours.
No, that's
No.
right. We haven't.
We,
So
we were holding off in case our friend Winters decided we weren't big enough fish for him.
Yeah,
but it turns out we were too big.
we're too big. I love the fact it did make me laugh. He was like, when you come here, you've got to put your big boy pants on. It's like, because he is like the reigning the champion of 2021. I can't remember what the award was that he mentions quite a lot, which is an ongoing joke apparently, that he mentions this award that he's won out of a tournament. Yeah. So I think we're either gonna cry or he's gonna cry because we're that awesome.
We're going to be fangirling quite a bit over our friend Winters.
Do you reckon we'll get a bit starstruck when we meet him?
I think so. We're going to see
I
behind the
think so.
scenes with all the games. I think it will be an honour, so long as our significant others are not correct that we are being groomed. We meet someone online and they invite us to their house to play.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. I have been asked to forward his address to my significant other.
In case
just
we
in
go
case.
missing.
Yep.
See, Daisy's got it the other way round. She says, when you get there, tell Winters not to give his address out to random strangers. So she's protecting Winters from us.
Probably for the best. Oh dear. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. So we're basically doing a 4-way 1,500 point army battle, and I don't know what he's got planned in terms of. He said basically that it's going to be a bog standard objective scoring points at the end of the round.
That's good.
So I don't know whether we're going to be allying So obviously having 3,000 versus 3,000, or whether it's literally all of us against each other.
Have we told him what we're bringing, what armors wise?
Yeah, so I said,
you've been doing the emails, haven't you?
yeah, so I said that you're bringing Death Guard, Azza is bringing Dark Angels, and I'm bringing Ultramarines. But I am tempted, and we did say obviously on a little chat, maybe we should take our other armies with us just in case this game is really quick and we get the opportunity to play another one.
Yeah.
So I shall be bringing my Tyranids as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can take some orcs.
Yeah, Orky boys,
Yeah.
Orky boys.
Okay.
So
see where the day takes us.
Yeah, so just to put that into perspective, if it was I mean, I'd kind of cards on table. I'd prefer a 2v2 because
Yeah.
if it was a 1v1v1v1,
yeah,
who's going to attack Winters first?
me.
Straight in there.
Come on.
Go.
Our friend Winters is going to ruin the day that he invited us down.
What? So the plan is we all just gang up on him.
Yes, yes, it is.
I'm sorry, our friend Winters, but Death Guard have decided that actually they've seen their error of their ways.
Yeah,
they're going to go back to the Emperor.
Yeah, and they don't like Mortarion anymore. Pew pew.
Death to the false Emperor, you know.
Yeah.
We don't. Although my Death Guard army doesn't like Mortarion based on the fact that it costs so much money to buy.
Well, that's a perfectly good reason. But what you could do is justify it in the law, Chris, by saying you've got Typhus, and Typhus hates Mortarion.
That is true because Typhus went willingly. I know this bit of lore. This is listen up, everybody.
Okay.
Crispy chicken salad's about to drop a bit of lore on you. So it's because Typhus went willingly over to Nurgle, whereas I'm led to believe that Mortarion was a bit more reluctant to go with them, basically.
That is correct.
And was it not a case that Typhus slain the? He was the one that caused them to get lost in the warp by slaying all of the astropaths that were doing the navigating in the warp, which meant that they had no way of getting out. So then Mortarion had to succumb in order to save everyone.
Basically, Typhon, which was his name at the time, was just batshit crazy. Wanted to, and really wanted to make love to some maggots.
And because I've listened to an audiobook, Mortarion the Pale King, and and in that Typhon there was, I think he was quite a bit of a lower down rank at the time, where that story was set. But he was quite ambitious to step into people's places and stuff on the battlefield quite happily. If people fell, he was quite happy to take on their rank and try and sort of get in the limelight that way.
Interesting.
I do like. I don't know a lot of the lore, if I'm honest, but I do like the little bits of. Yeah.
And he's obviously either a complete nutter or very brave, because who would say, right, I'm better than you, Mr. Primarch?
Yeah. Believe it or not, there's a cocky few people out there.
True, yeah.
So yes,
case in point is going to take on Winters.
Yeah, swiftly moving on. So yeah, 2v2 would be super fun. I think it'd be, and I imagine Chris would absolutely love it because you'll be on Winter's side.
I think my voice would be considerably higher than it is now. It would just consist of me being like, our friend Winters, but can I move my models here? Do you think that's a good idea?
The thing is, I would love to see that. I'd also love to see you win as well, Chris, because you'd be uncontainable.
I know. The trouble is, I can imagine that you'll be able to hear some of Winters' eye rolling though, because as you two found out when we went to Warhammer World, my battle tactics leaves a lot for wanting.
Well, yeah, but that comes with practice, doesn't it?
I just run in like a little excited puppy, which is funny because if I get to play with Winters, that's exactly what I'll be.
An excited little puppy. So what's everybody bringing? Go on.
Azza, you go first.
Give us a rundown.
Well, I'm still I'm currently chucking null oil on some hell blasters. I'm trying to get my hell blasters ready for Saturday. Truth be told, I thought it was going to be Sunday, so I've lost a day already. And that week in the warp didn't help either.
Yeah.
It's I don't have that many completed Dark Angel units, completed in my new style of painting. So it's gonna have to be the stuff I took to Warhammer World, and then maybe some extra intercessors, apothecary. I've got Flamestorm aggressors. I guess if we're doing against Death Guard, that might be useful. I'm not sure though. Currently, it's all hands on the null oil.
Nice.
Just dunk the model straight into the pot. Move on.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
What are you bringing, Christopher?
Do you want my full list?
Go on then. Go on then.
Right. So I'm going to be bringing in my Lord of Virulence. So, because he's quite a nice model. I'm going to be bringing my Malignant Playcaster because I feel like that's my signature go-to. He comes to pretty much every battle I play.
He's the Psyker, isn't he?
He is the Psyker, yeah. He's the one that could do the if he successfully manifests on a 7, it inflicts 1 extra mortal wound to the closest enemy unit within a certain range. I think it's 12 inches. So that's always quite a nice, handy one. I'm also going to be bringing, I think the sort of the faction that I'm bringing will be the Wretched, I think it is, which then allows me to basically my Psyche gets a bit of a buff. And I've either spent a command point or it's part of the ability, but basically my Psyche knows an additional psychic ability, so I've got 3 rather than 2, so that's quite helpful. And then I'm bringing some Blightlord Terminators, 2 squads of Marines. 1 squad's going to be upgraded to have a flail and a spitter. I'm bringing 20 pox. And I'm bringing a Plague Burst Crawler, 2 Blight Haulers, Plague Surgeon. I think that's it.
Nice.
No, my bloat drone with the flesh mower if I can get him painted in time. Otherwise, I'll be bringing him with the loadout, but my other bloat drone that's not got the flesh mower on it.
And you just assemble the flesh mower on its own and just stick it on the base of the other one, and just say this has got a flesh mower.
Well, built it now. Yeah, the problem I'm getting though is that I kind of want to get it painted so we can play it, but at the same time, I want to take my time painting it because I want to enjoy it.
Yeah, I get that.
Which I imagine Joe could probably relate to as well, because I know he's been working very hard and fast.
Yeah.
I am
on his wife. No,
no, she's got COVID. Well, she had. She's now clear.
She's not negative actually. So
yeah.
Okay.
I am currently working on my Tech Marine, like as we speak.
The Tech Marine for the tank?
For the tank. Yeah.
And that's just sitting on top, going hello.
My waving Tech Marine. Yeah.
Hello there.
Hello there, the angel from my nightmare.
So now we sound like we're just trying to rip off Winters. I'm pretty sure he
did sing that actually. He sung that song actually because it made me laugh. And then on one of his other videos, he also sings a song as well. On his live stream, he sings the Blink-182 song. And then on the game with Sultan Plays, he sings that randomly bit as well.
Can you call that Tech Marine Brother DeLong?
Brother DeLong, okay. You may have to remind me. So this is something that we need to really look. So we are filming because I don't know that there hasn't actually been any official mention that we're filming or not. I would like to.
Well,
we need to know.
Winters is all about getting he needs to get the content out, doesn't he? Because he's what we'd call a serious YouTube star, whereas we're more like we're just having a go.
We're here for the journey. So we need to know like what models we're bringing, what detachments we're bringing, what faction they are, and all that rubbish.
Because people are normally very very they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
when they're talking about them. We're normally like, hey, we brought some models.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can flat out at the very beginning because he'll introduce us, and then we can just say as a disclaimer, we don't know what we're doing.
Well, Yeah, I mean, as we often shout about, we're not the high-end finished polished product. We're the documenting our journey of learning the game. So we're on the other spectrum to where basically Winters is teaching us how to play the game.
Although
Our friend
Winters,
Winters.
our friend Winters puts himself in that category.
Well,
Does
I
he?
suppose the day that you say you're done learning is the day you fail.
Okay, moving on.
Very true.
That was my insightful, really deep
have
comment there.
have you been eating like fortune cookies or something?
No, I'm just incredibly tired.
I've got 1,454 points. I'm torn between two detachments. So I've gone with the Vanguard detachment. This is one that I'm going with at the moment, but it might change. So Librarian in Terminator armor, which is a kit bashed model, who will be my warlord, and I think I've upgraded him to Chief Librarian, so he knows 3 psychics, I think. Primaris Tech Marine, and he's a master of the Forge. Then I've got Aggressors, a Chapter Champion, which is the one that I've kit bashed, not the model that I bought the other week. A Invicta Tactical Warsuit, a Judicia, because I really like that model and I never bring him. My Vanguard Veteran Squad for the jump packs. Outrider Squad, so the motorbikes. The Storm Speeder Thunderstrike. A squad of 5 Hellblasters with the Assault Plasma. A Repulsor Executioner with the heavy laser destroyer thing and its millions of weapons, and then the Impulsor with its millions of weapons. So I've gone quite heavy, and I'm going to basically put the aggressors. I think the aggressors are going to go into the Executioner, so I can zip them up the board, and the something else will go into the other squad. I think probably the champion and Judicia will go into the Impulsor and zip up the board. Maybe the Tech Marine as well. I've just eaten some paint. So that's my lovely, beautiful little list.
Sounds good.
That was scary.
It's going to be very scary.
Your new tank needs to be targeted to hell, though. That's got to go down.
Well, this is why I'm thinking maybe I should bring a Tech Marine.
Well, I think you can heal it a bit. Although, if you've got a Tech Marine in the tank, does that mean?
I don't think that.
Does he get the same heal ability? Like, have you got him on the data sheet, or is he just there for decoration?
Good point. Yeah.
Oh, the Tech Marine on top. That Tech Marine is just there for decoration. It's a bit like the servo turret. That Tech Marine is there to operate. He's not there to repair. But I'm actually bringing a Tech Marine model.
Well, that's fine by me because I really like the Tech Marine model.
Thanks. And I've spent some command points to upgrade bits and bobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my Tech Marine's a Master of the Forge, so he regains 3 wounds instead of D3, and he does something else. I don't know.
Nice.
Oh, I can increase the attack roll by 1 of an awakened model or something like that. I need to sit down and have a little look through so I don't look so stupid when we play. I mean, I will look stupid anyway.
Yeah, I need to. You've got that little cheat sheet you always bring to battles where you put a few helpful tips. I need to make one of those for myself.
I'm bringing that. I'll be bringing that with me
because I don't want our friend Winters to think I'm a fool.
No, well, I'm going to let our friend Winters know that I am a fool, and that these are my foolproof guides of how to forget your psychic phase.
Yeah. It's going to look very professional. Don't forget the psychic phase.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To be fair, it's hilarious when Joe gets a bit overexcited. And he's like, oh, wait, I forgot to do everything. I just went straight to the fighting round.
I was going to say, I've done that a fair few times where I've charged one model and gone straight into the fight phase and not been able to charge anything else to be like, oh, damn. So yeah, I'm gonna have to really sort of keep a calm, level head because I'm gonna be a little bit excited, a little bit nervous, and a little bit more excited.
Although our friend Winters might point out your mistakes a bit more because he might be a bit more forgiving than us who are
Yeah.
like, no, you forgot,
Well,
so I will.
in his last game with Sultan Plays, he basically says that he doesn't want it to be professional. He wants the videos and to be games. It's all about having fun, and playing with mates
Well,
and having a laugh. And so if you make
look
mistakes,
no
you make
further
mistakes.
because his best mates are right here.
I know, right? So we fall right in that category of not professional and having no idea what we're doing, but we're still having fun with it.
A lot of fun, yeah,
Yeah.
and you never know. I mean, we may hear my stroppy voice if I start losing, but remember, if I do get to play with our friend Winters, I don't think I'll be losing because he has a trophy.
He does, he does. But then again, we have a trophy. We have a cup, which is
I've not
it's
seen that cup for
well,
a very long time.
that says a lot about your playing. Just
That's true. I've not actually won a game for a very long time.
you've won one. You won one when you updated your Necron sheet.
Yeah. Do you know what I think it is? I think I'm playing drafts and you're playing chess.
Sounds about right. Yeah, yeah. I like it.
Oh
Oh dear.
dear.
So it's
Jinx.
a hell of a week for Warhammer.
Yeah, I've
Yes.
got really. I think I've gone really down the rabbit hole with Warhammer recently. I mean, I don't know if anyone else in the hobby has phases where they just really obsess over it, and then
Yes.
there are phases where they're sort of busy doing other stuff and don't really think too much about it. But yeah, I've definitely gone down the chaos rabbit hole.
Why? What have you purchased, perchance?
Well, I did. I finally done it. I finally made the purchase for Warhammer that has caused my wife to tell me off.
Go
Oh,
So that happened this week.
was that
Um,
Abaddon?
that was Abaddon, yeah. But I mean, worth it, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
I mean, your
won't
wife
tell her.
doesn't think that, but
No, but don't worry, she won't be listening to this podcast, so we're okay. Unless she wants to go to sleep. So yeah, it's but yeah, chaos. So I've bought Abaddon because £40 is much more justifiable for a Primark than the like what £100 now that Mortarion is.
Yeah, something like that.
So
jeez.
I bought the Dark Apostle geezer with the burning book.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yep, which is in the Boarding Patrol box set.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've got some of their standard Legionary Marine dudes. So I've actually think I may have a Boarding Patrol set if I use the Death Guard Hellbrute that we call Baby Brute.
Baby brute.
Then I think
Interesting.
I've actually got a Boarding Patrol set ready for 10th.
Very good. And did you see
Yeah.
that the combat patrols are going to be fixed armies for the
Yes.
combat patrol game mode? So
Mm.
that means if you buy the set and that's it. That's what you play with.
Yeah,
So
which we were saying this morning actually means that for in terms like for our channel, that means that it will be easier for us to try and build up some more variation in the battles because we could slowly buy up each of one of those box sets and paint up and play the game on that style, sort of game size.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
So we could buy like a Tau box set or a Sisters box set, that sort of thing.
yeah, I think that's exactly why they've done it. But
Yeah.
no, I'm happy with that because I've already got the Orc Combat Patrol. We can do that one.
Yep.
I've got all the models for the Dark Angels one, so I can do that.
Yep. And Joe, you may have all the models for Space Wolves and
Mm.
Oh yes.
the
Possibly.
I think the Adaptus Mechanicus ones. I think you've got enough the models in that. I think you just need to get the tank dude things.
I've
You've
got
got one of them,
yeah, so I've got one of them. I
so you just need to get another.
still need to arrange to purchase them.
Mm. But so we've definitely got some choices out there.
I don't have enough for Tyranids because I don't have enough Hormagaunts, Termagaunts, whatever they're called.
So you've got to
Okay.
buy the. Are they one of the new models they've just released on those?
Yeah.
The guns look different as well, don't they?
It's different to the ones that you're used to because I equipped them with the Devour where they've got the flesh something or the
So
other.
I was like, yeah, they've got an ammo clip, whereas I'm not used to seeing an ammo clip.
No, I went with the rule of cool, and I like the Devour. I thought it was a cool looking weapon. I think it's called the
Rule of cool
Devour.
is how we operate.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's a question for you as a Tyranid player, John.
Oh yeah.
What did you think to the change in paint scheme for the Leviathan? So they've obviously made it the purple's a bit more plum coloured, for want of a better word. The skin's a bit more purple, and the hooves have gone from being bright red and the claws to being black.
I've not even noticed.
I thought that was quite a significant change.
I'm just currently having a little look now.
This is like, oh my god!
I know it's just showing me loads of cool screenshots from like with the Phobos captain and the guy with the flamer bolter combi. That
It's
is
a hell
so
of a
cool.
trailer, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was pretty good. I was watching at work today, and I didn't even bother to turn it down. Just let the whole office hear it.
Oh yeah, they've got like a black and the gun doesn't match their I'm trying to think what it's called. What's it called? Their armor. Catapis. Catapis, something like that. Yeah.
Cannabis, yeah.
And they look you're quite right. They look a lot more sort of purple.
Desaturated. Well, not desaturated, but just a bit more monotone, yeah.
Mm. The teeth look better.
They do. Yeah.
But that looks like they've been painted out like that. Although the one of them looks really, really jagged and wonky. I still like how the guns have got eyes on them.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we've got the what was it? The Screamer Killer. That old model's been reworked.
Yes, yeah.
That's cool.
The
I
Gravis
like that.
got a lot of Gravis coming this way. Gravis Apothecary.
Yeah.
Nice.
Terminators. You've got a new Terminator captain by the looks of things that will be coming. Got a new Phobos lieutenant, although we could do with a Gravis lieutenant.
You know what?
Yes.
Now that we've got Terminators, I'm not going to be that bothered about Gravis.
No? Wow. True.
I was watching the trailer and there's the bit with the apothecary, and I was like, oh wow, they're putting the apothecary in. Maybe that means I can use my existing one and I don't have to paint another one up. That's brilliant. And then turns out that that's going to be a Gravis one. So not only is it, if I wanted to match the new set, I'd need to buy and paint a new one, it'd have to be in Gravis armor as well, which is, as we know, the worst armor to paint ever.
Yep. I think
the Terminators.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to Terminators. The one thing that they're really missing and lacking is the characters on bikes. You've got your chaplain on a bike, but you've got nothing else on a bike. That's new. Sorry.
You know what you need? Christ on a bike.
Christ on a bike. I think you might be right. So yeah, all good stuff. Very excited. We've got T-shirts to wear for when we see our friend Winter.
We have,
our friend Winters, which are not available for the general public.
Yet, until we become popular.
Until we become popular, yeah.
Could we say he's lifelong friend of the channel?
I don't think he's subscribed, but yeah, we can say that.
Doesn't have to subscribe to be a friend.
Although, if anyone is listening, please do like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, we won't be your friend.
And you won't
know who you are.
You won't be invited to our house to play games.
Won't be invited to our party.
Yeah.
A Warhammer party. Well, don't forget we're planning a CBW fest where we're all going to get together and a good old CBW together.
Excellent.
No, not really. We're not doing that. Not yet. Not yet.
But who knows? One day, maybe.
In the not
we
so.
Should do a live sort of reveal stream watch along like all these other channels do.
I did think this, but it was at 3 a.m.
Well, not specifically for the 3 a.m. one, but like in the future, if there's like a reasonable time at a weekend or something.
I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Maybe we should do a a CBW watch along where we watched other YouTubers play Warhammer and then criticize them.
I like
CB
Gogglebox, but for a really specific reason.
CBW reacts, so we can react to other people's games.
I like it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, how is everybody's patent status? Are we all ready then for Winters to see our friend Winters on Saturday?
No,
Nearly ready.
Okay.
you've worried me so much. I've decided I am not going to even attempt to finish my heavy Hellblasters now, so I'm just going to leave them and try and sprint on with the assault Hellblasters.
Are you using the assault? Which ones are you using on tomorrow? No, day after tomorrow.
The assault.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
yeah, go on.
I was going to say, if they're against Death Guard, having the extra damage with disgustingly resilient would just make me sad.
Yes, yeah. More shots, low damage. That's what we need.
And I'm hoping that our friend Winters will give me a few hints and tips on how to actually survive.
I'm hoping that our friend Winters brings along Mortarium. I think that would be hilarious.
I would love that.
He's too expensive.
No, so I could just tank him in the face.
Of course. Are you bringing Gillyweed?
No, I'm not bringing Gulliman. Not bringing him. Gulliman. I never know which one it is. It's one of those two.
If we call him Gillyweed, then all those people that like Harry Potter will get the reference. And those who
Okay.
don't worry about it.
It's not the thing that makes you breathe underwater.
That's the one.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Is that in the Goblet of Fire?
Yes, it is the worst film.
Oh, I
But
quite
that's
like
a whole
that film.
different thing. Let's not trigger any Karens tonight.
I quite like that film. I went to the cinema, saw it twice.
Of course you did.
Oh dear. Anyway, less of Harry Potter. This is Command Battlewind, where we talk about Warhammer.
That is true.
Not Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Winkle.
No, we just want Gilliman's Tinkle Winkle.
Speak for yourself. I've already got it.
Oh, that's the point. You've already painted his Tinkle Winkle.
I did. I highlighted it. I edged him. good.
Did you giggle while you did it?
He did, yeah. He did. I like it.
No, on that bombshell, I'm going to have to bail out of this conversation, I'm afraid.
Well, I was going to say we've been waffling and warring for 42 minutes and I've run out of stuff to discuss.
Exactly. We're just breaking down into crude jokes, which is okay, but we need censoring.
So, if you would like to see any of the progress on the stuff that we've been doing, you should subscribe to our YouTube channel, and maybe we've posted some stuff on Instagram. Chris, who's locked himself out.
I know, I've lost access to it. I don't know what's gone on.
Oh dear. So if you do get a message from CBW_Chris and he's trying to ask for money or sell you some
Nudes.
Viagra or nudes, don't worry.
Come round your house to play a game of Warhammer.
Don't worry, it is Chris.
Classic Chris.
Classic Chris. Yes. So yes, like, subscribe, tell your mums, and we shall be back next week to tell you about the funness of the battle with Winters, unless I come down with COVID.
But you won't, because you've been tested negative daily, and
Yes.
your wife is now negative.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to that. Not having COVID, obviously. I'm looking forward to us going down, having a road trip convoy. No, road trip, not convoy. Hey, we need to discuss breakfast, but not right now. Not right now, obviously.
But unless we get sponsored, we're not naming names.
No. But they're not going to hear a who.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, I am
good.
going to head off, and we shall discuss breakfast in the thing. And look out, because we will be doing a YouTube short with our friend Winters.
Yes. Excellent. Like, subscribe, tell your mums. Remember to move the troops. And we're gonna jump back into the warp, and we'll see you on the other side. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3.